After its original release in 1999, the Super Smash Bros. Series has seen 5 different officially released games, all of which have had their own unique mechanics, characters, stages, and graphical aesthetics. In the 64 days, there wasn't much of a competitive scene. It wasn't until the release of Melee in 2001. That's what really sparked competitive play. While Nintendo doesn't focus directly on the competitive scene, they take notes to make sure that any overtuned characters from the previous titles receive the right changes. In doing so, characters generally don't share similar tier list spots throughout the games, and every game's meta is different. Because of this, I've always had this lingering question in the back of my head: who's the best Smash character? Some of you may say Brawl Meta Knight or Smash 4 Bayonetta, but I'm not talking about the best character in an individual game. No, I'm talking about who's the best in the whole series. What character's been the best overall? Now your first question might be, well, how are you gonna rank them? I came together with a friend of mine, Channel Balakay, who has the worst characters list on his channel, and went through tier list rankings, notable players, tournament results, how many majors they've won, impact on the meta, and more to bring together a top 10 list. There's one thing though. We're just 2 people. And while I think we've done a good job at coming up with the list, we know we have biases and value different things. So we decided to reach out to the community through Twitter, Discord, and Reddit to find out who you guys thought the best characters were. As we go through the list, we'll be showing our rankings and what you guys rank them as. Let's get something out of the way. I know there's only 12 characters in the original game, and as the new games have come out, they've added more and more and more and more to a now 89 character roster. Some characters have been in only 1 or 2 Smash games, while others have been in 5. To get this list from 89 to something a little more manageable, I'll be adding some conditions. I'll be disqualifying all the newcomers to Smash Ultimate, as it's hard to rank them versus the series when we only have 1 iteration of them. The character must have been ranked A tier or higher at least 1 time in an official tier list outside of Smash Ultimate, as there's no official tier list for this game. We're obviously considering Ultimate's tier list, but it's a bit more subjective. With these conditions in place, our list comes down to 21 characters. I gathered a bunch of top players' tier lists and came up with this, which is a rough estimate of what we'll be using in this video. Without further ado, I bring you the top 10 overall Smash characters. And if you're interested in looking at the other side of the table and finding out the top 10 worst characters in the series, jump over to Balakay's channel and he's got you covered. We're starting off the list with this witch. Bayonetta dominated Smash 4 after her release. Initially when she came out, everyone was like, damn, this character is unfair. With insane touch of death combos that were barely avoidable, she felt like a Marvel character in Smash. So Nintendo decided to nerf her, and we were all cool for about a week, and then we realized, damn, this character is unfair. Near the end of the game, practically every top player used her as at least a pocket character, leaving her as potentially a SS tier character if the game had continued to evolve. In Ultimate, she's a solid character who's had good results throughout the game's history, but in just October of 2022, we saw Lima take 3rd at Lost Tech City and Bloom Forever win VCA 2022. So the character is most definitely on the rise. The community had her ranked at number 8. Chic. My personal main across all the Smash games. The quick, combo-heavy Oppressive Ninja is one of Smash's examples of a rush-down and mix-up character. You have a hard time actually playing the game between the insane amount of buttons that she's going to be pressing versus you. Because of the speed though, she's very light, so when you do get a hit, she's pretty easy to kill. She's a top 5 character in Melee and was the original best character in the game. Despite the fact of being so good for so long, Solo Sheik has yet to win a major tournament. Hopefully J-Moot can change that. Brawl was her worst showing. While she had an amazing matchup against Fox and did okay against Meta Knight, she overall wasn't impressive. In Smash 4, she was seen as the best character post-dating nerf up until she was nerfed, after which she remained consistently top 5. The character won many majors in the game's lifespan and had an array of top-level reps. In Ultimate, the character is really good, although the consensus from a lot of people is that she isn't worth the effort. Depending on who you talk to, she's either at the bottom of high tier or top 5. I personally think she's somewhere in the middle, so strong high tier. The community had her ranked at number 10.
Number 8, Captain Falcon. This leather-clad gimp of hype is without a doubt the most iconic character in all of Smash history. This is in part due to his excellent pressure and rushdown style that has persisted throughout the generations. This may have started in Smash 64 and blossomed in Melee, but iterations of his amazing burst movement have kept this birdless captain relevant in Smash 4 and Ultimate. Even 20 years later, Falcon is actually rising in popularity in 64, with Kiosk and Super Boom Fan utilizing Falcon as a great secondary. Wizrobe famously won Smash and Splash 5 in 2019, and remains the only Falcon in history to win a Super Major in Melee. In Fatality, he has gatekept the current Falcon era, being the top rep for Smash 4 and Ultimate by kicking names and taking asses. Wait, that order wasn't right. But where's Falcon in Brawl, you might be asking yourself? And that is an excellent question. Anyway, what the hell? This isn't my video. I'm trash at Smash. And if this is the best Smash characters, I should be covering the worst. That's called a seamless plug, ladies and germs. Or shameless, I don't care. Jump over to my channel to see the worst characters Smash Bros has to offer. Bye!
I bet a lot of you coming into this video expected this guy to be number 1, but since we're basing this on overall placements in the game's history and not just a peak performance, Meta Knight lands himself at the number 7 spot. His Brawl iteration was the most dominant character in Smash history, being ranked double S tier. He had everything. Shuttle loop
combos in the game with no combos.
Short
You
hop,
could recover with all
best
4 of his
recovery.
specials and
His
had
move
glide
started and ended before
good
most
on every
characters came
slot.
out.
0 matchup.
Yeah, I'm sure you get the point now. His placements in the other 2 appearances haven't been as great as that double S tier. In Smash 4, he was considered top 5 for a bit before he was nerfed, with players like Abadongo, MKLeo, Ido, and Tyrant getting strong results with the character, but we saw his results fall off post-nerf. When people got the copies of Ultimate early and were showing Meta Knight, they had all of us thinking that we were going to get Brawl 2. But fortunately, he just ended up being Ike. Bonk and Abadongo have shown flashes of what the character can do, but we've yet to see that huge jump from him. The community also had him ranked at number 7. At number 6, we have Cloud. He's an absolute dominant force in Smash. His Buster Sword allows him to cover a ton of space while also being extremely safe. He already has slick and clean mobility, but paired with his insane damage output and limit buff, Cloud can be overwhelming to fight. In Smash 4, he was famous for invalidating about half the cast while also being super easy to play, making him the perfect counterpick character. He was top 3 minimum and has won multiple majors. In a similar vein to Bayonetta, every top player used him. In Ultimate, the underrepresented swordsman was able to break his limits, being piloted by Spargo to his first major win. While he was definitely underrated in the earlier parts of Ultimate, the swordsman has been able to make his mark on the scene. It's split on whether people think he's a top tier or a high tier. The community had Cloud ranked at number 5. Coming in at number 5, we have Marth. The Hero King has been a staple in competitive Smash since his first appearance in Melee. With amazing ground movement, mechanics that reward good fundamentals, and an infinite amount of sauce, the character has remained consistent throughout the titles. He's been a consistent top tier in Melee since its release, with the former king of the game playing him and the current number 1 using him. He was top 5 in Brawl, and while he was never able to bring home a major win, he was undeniably an amazing character. The character saw success in Smash 4 after a series of buffs, with MKLeo piloting him to multiple major wins and a top 10 spot on the tier list. In Ultimate, Marth hasn't seen the same success, but a lot of people have a lot of faith in the character. Leo and Ignace have showed the potential of him. This, along with Proto piloting his Echo Fighter Lucina to 2 American major wins, I think we should all still have hope with Marth. The community ranked him at number 4. ZSS wasn't a character I expected to be this high, but she ranks here at number 4. Looking over all the data, she really earned the spot. She had tons of top reps in Brawl, including one of the biggest underdog stories in Smash history when Salem won Apex 2013. The character was very strong in Smash 4, with reps like Nairo winning majors and others like Mars and Choco placing extremely well at events. At one point considered a top 3 character, ZS has always remained in at least the top 6 or 7 characters in the game. She's also been amazing in Ultimate, the main rep being Mars, who has won multiple majors including Genesis 7, Smash Factor 8, and Lost Tech City 2022. Being a slippery pace setting character is always good in Smash. Characters like Sonic are a good example. Amazing mobility, quick safe moves that make you annoyed, and easy ways to get out of sticky situations. She's also been a benefactor of some game-specific advantages like her items in Brawl, Rage ladders in Smash 4, and how characters get grounded in Ultimate. The community ranked her at number 6. I think this is the other character that a lot of people would have expected to be number 1, but he ranks here at number 3. Pikachu. Pika was easily the best in Smash 64, to the point where the top players don't even want to play the character because he ruins the fun. He's seen as a high tier in Melee and has won a major, but only one notable rep for over 10 years. In Brawl and 4, he never won a major, but he was a solid high tier and had consistent results with a few notable players. In Ultimate, the character is seen as one of the best in the game and has been able to secure a major. Despite this though, the only Pika that's gotten notable results in these 3 games has been Esam and a little bit of Captain L. The Rat's small frame, devastating punish game, hard to contest recovery, and annoying hurtbox shifting make him a threat in every title, but the lack of representatives really hurt Pikachu when ranking him. It's hard to say if the character is really that strong, or if these players are just the anomaly among the competitive scene. The community ranked Pikachu at number 1. At number 2, we have Diddy Kong. Diddy is just about everything that you would want from a character. Short but fast. Amazing escape option in Monkey Flip. One of the best items in the game. Great normals and aerials to stuff out ground and air approaches. One of the best neutrals in Smash overall. The only only thing that keeps Diddy from rising up is that outside of the early stages of Smash 4, he's never been completely dominant in a game. In Brawl, players like ADHD and GNES piloted Diddy to major wins, but with how powerful Meta Knight was, Diddy couldn't claim the top spot. In Smash 4 pre-nerf, Diddy was a monster, and the best player in the world piloted the character to many major wins. Other reps like MVD and Zenodo also made notable runs at majors with the character. In Ultimate, Tweak has been the main player carrying the torch for Diddy Kong, but other players like Aaron and Dakpo have also contributed to the character's legacy. The community ranked Diddy Kong at number 3. I think most of us saw this guy coming. No items, box only. Final destination. It's truly a lifestyle, a way to see the world, a true man's game. Fox has remained consistently strong throughout the series, being one of the few characters here that's been in every title. He's had major results in most of these. Number 4 and 64 with top 3 appearances at majors, has dominated Melee for the last decade, has had notable reps in Brawl but never saw any major success, and is considered top tier in Smash 4 and Ultimate, having won multiple majors in both games. Some of Smash's greatest ever have used the character: Mango, Armada, Leffen, Larry Lurr, Light, the 20XX computer. The list goes on. The character has the strongest legacy and has definitely solidified himself as a Smash character more than a Star Fox character. While he hits hard, his main weakness is his recovery and susceptibility to getting combos and dying early. These weaknesses though are ones that generally begin to get overshadowed as the game is out for longer and people become more comfortable and precise with the character. The community ranked Fox at number 2. Only a few votes behind Pikachu. But with the research that we've done, I found that with the amount of reps, majors won, and really just going game to game, I think Fox is the best overall Smash character, period. Thank you all so much for checking out the video, and shout out to my buddy Channel Balakay for coming together with me on this and making the worst characters list. Like I mentioned before, that's going to be linked in the description and on his channel. If you guys made it this far, I would really appreciate if you could support the channel, drop a sub, leave a like, leave a comment, all that kind of stuff really helps me out. I'm a small creator with the goal to help grow the competitive Smash scene. Through cool videos like this, stories detailing our game's rich history, covering tournaments, or interviewing top players, my goal is to help grow the competitive Smash scene through awesome content. If you guys want to watch a video about a character that couldn't get mentioned in this video, Kazuya, I want you to check out this one about Riddles and how he won his first major. I go over the story of how he came up from Anther's ladder to local player to PGR to now major winner and top 10 player. I appreciate you guys. Have a good night.